Hello, welcome back to some more Marvel Midnight Suns. We're gonna try this challenge again.
Ominous indeed.
I, yeah. So, I'm a little bit below level, but I'm no longer like... We've got to
When many of the elder gods were corrupted and became what we would call demons, the god Atum, born from Gaia herself, was set upon our world to slay these monsters. In that sense, the two of you have had a shared purpose. Fight well, Hunter, and he may just honor you with his blessing.
Okay. So,
You were too weak for this fight.
I don't think we can do anything with that. How... Okay. Let's do that.
Now that was something.
Do that. There we go.
I'm impressed.
Okay. Let's do... There. Yeah. Let's do that move. I'm gonna redraw the whip. Much as I love the whip. Small. Oh, there we go.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago.
I still have 2 card plays. I want the heals. Don't necessarily know what items I'm going to get, but you know what? I like where this is. I don't necessarily want to... Let's see if I can... Yeah.
Their persistence is irritating.
Yeah.
Atum was unleashed and made quick work of the demons, but in the process, he even became known as the Demogorg, the God Eater.
Okay.
If this is a cautionary tale, your timing could use some work.
That's bite. Okay.
Your mother abandons you.
Alright. Alright. Let's try that. Let's see. Let's do
They cannot possibly match your strength. Leave some for the rest of us.
Well, let's redraw that. That's okay. Sweet. I did
will
not
hold
like
the
that
line.
that was a KO.
Just imagine how much more difficult this would be if Charlie wasn't there to join you. I think you owe her a treat after this.
Okay, let's do the revive. Alright. That doesn't necessarily do anything. Alright. Heal.
Leave some for the rest of us.
Okay. Alright,
Feel my call.
that worked. Okay, forceful knockback. That was fine.
Once again, Lilith's servants fall.
Okay. Let me get... Right.
Lilith herself could not best me. What makes you think you will fare any better?
Alright. So...
Take advantage. They focus on me.
Alright.
I think Blade is honestly jealous that you're getting this extra training in. And with live targets, too.
The light will carry you onward. Some assistance.
Okay.
I saw a move like that once, centuries ago. I am impressed.
Alright.
They cannot possibly match your strength.
Let's go here.
Return to your mother.
Oh, I should have done that, possibly.
Welcome assistance.
And then redraw. Okay. There we go. Lots of refunds. And I think heal Charlie.
The light is on our side.
There we go. And X.
We'll have to do better than that.
Alrighty. We have survived.
If
We have-
that doesn't make an impression on Autumn, I don't know what will. Good work, Hunter.
There we go. I guess if we kill one of the big guys, or I guess we got a knockout on it, but that was hard to defend. And we were a level down. The fact that we were below level should count for something. Oh. Here we go.
This looks like
Alrighty.
With Atum's help, you shouldn't have any trouble uncovering the more elusive elements hidden throughout the grounds. Why don't you try out his blessing on that stone over there?
Alright. Bridges that were gone, we can just remake. Alright. More Wanda Journal. Alright.
Autumn reveals all.
There we go. An arcane key. Oh. And we've uncovered a new area. Healing salve. I like that.
If it was here, Autumn would show me.
Well, maybe I need to just be a bit more so.
Autumn be praised.
Here's a whole area. But I do want to get into another mission, so... You know, there's... Ooh. I do kind of want to get down there. Can we just, like, walk off the edge? No. Let's see. What is this? The Serene Clearing. New Haven. Alright. Let's see. Agent, more moonflowers. Now this is a whole nother area here.
Autumn, show me the way.
Do I discover somewhere else? Because this is taking me to a... This is like Valley of whatever. Here we go. Well, that's skulls. More skulls. More things. Okay, more.
The son of Gaia approves.
Oh, then that's gone. Cool. So for those one-use things that I don't need anymore.
Something terrible happened here.
Oh, yeah. There's Wanda journal page. A masterwork. Very good. Let's open this one. That's nice. What's this? More photos and frames. Alright. There was some... Wasn't a level... There was some... Okay, but this is where I've already been. Down. Oh. Mystery? Oh, this is new.
This area, it feels wrong somehow. I sense an old suffering.
Members of the local coven were persecuted here. And worse.
Witches?
Salem's history with witches may have been distorted over the years, but some things are true. The witches of Salem did their best to thwart Shaw, but he rallied his congregation against them. The catalyst of the infamous Salem witch trials. When the Coven called out in distress, it was Lilith and Sarah who came to their aid.
They came all the way from Transia with the Abbey to help a group they had never met?
You may not believe it, but I'm sure you would have done the same. Isn't that why the Sons are here today? Aside from that, your mother and Sarah both saw the signs of Chthon's influence. They knew there was more happening in Salem than the persecution of witches.
Chthon's corruption had taken root in the New World just like the colonists themselves.
And while Lilith and Sarah were still preoccupied in Transia, They entrusted one of the moon seals to the Knights of Wondergore, who brought it to the Coven with the hope that its power would reinforce them enough to deal with Shaw.
But that is not what happened.
Unfortunately, no. When the plague came to Salem, the same one that afflicted your father, Shaw used it to further agitate his flock by placing the blame squarely on the Coven.
And the witches?
The mob was vicious. And the rest is history.
But what about the moon seal?
After the trials, the moon seal vanished along with Shaw. Without drawing any conclusions, I think we can both guess where it went.
If this was his church, then it is possible the seal is still here, or somewhere nearby.
You read my mind. Good hunting, dear.
And I think we're going to... Yeah, we're going to explore the church. I was thinking of doing a second mission, but, you know... Sometimes... you get, unexpected... you know... things. Let's do a word of power. Because I think we're going to need the moon seal for the next trial as well. Because we had to use moon seals.
This must be Shaw's study.
It's another Shaw. Okay.
Goddess of Order approves.
Okay. At least we can open that. Let's see here.
The sword is not like anything I have seen on the grounds before.
And yet, it's familiar somehow.
Like the wards of protection that Wanda invoked to protect Dr. Strange's sanctum?
Very perceptive, dear. Maybe you should approach the good doctor and see if he has any insights. And Hunter, be circumspect. Dr. Strange is no fool.
Okay. So, I don't think we can go further.
Something on your mind?
Tell me about Hiram Shaw.
By all accounts, as I understand it, he was a largely unsuccessful minister before his arrival at Salem, traveling from place to place, swindling whatever followers he managed to gain before being run out of town. To think that a simple man like Shaw finding a piece of the Darkhold was enough to set all of this in motion, it puts things in perspective.
Okay.
What do you know about my father?
That's not an easy question, dear. What would you like to know? Was he a good man? Yes, I think he was. Your mother loved him dearly, and he doted over her. I think for a time she forgot who she was, where she came from. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. She and Sarah both deserve to find something more than just another fight with Chthon. Lilith did. Sarah didn't. At least, not for a while longer still. I honestly think that's the only thing she ever had against him, blood or not.
Did Wanda ever make it to this place?
I suspect she did. But if she discovered something, she didn't tell me.
Is that meant to be an offering bowl on the altar?
Interesting magic, isn't it? Were you able to make it work?
Yes, it responded to my voice.
Excellent, my dear. You always exceed expectations. Try using different combinations of words and offerings. You never know what you might get.
Alright. Yet more?
Never a dull moment.
Okay.
Until we speak again.
You don't have anything new. More Shaw Journal. Need to talk to Doctor Strange. Oh, more mild journal. Okay. Let's go ahead and open this. Okay. Well, very good. I think we got pretty much all the things we're going to get here. Kind of explored this whole kind of area here of the Valley of the Winds. Maybe I'll run across there. I don't know what's... That's you down there. You know what? I'm very much highly tempted. There was something back here. There was very much something back here. I think I remember something with a word of power. Yes.
There must not be anything here.
Well, it's very directional. Apparently.
He sees our path.
Okay. More keys. Alrighty. That was Hunter's Folly. There could be something more in Dreamer's Descent. But I wanted to also come over here because I have another offering in the bowl. And I wanted to go ahead and, you know.
Maybe I should come back later.
Okay. I think it's got to recharge. But hold on. There was other things back here. More mushrooms.
Autumn, show me the way.
Oh, another hangout? That's really cool. And let's go ahead and open that. Okay. That's a cool card. All right. What else is here? I don't think that's going to be anything. Nothing there.
Autumn does not answer.
Alrighty. I think we've mostly done that. That is some more hazel. Alright. A little bit of wolfsbane. More mushrooms. Okay. I think that's kind of covered there because down there I need to bust open things, not reveal things. I think that's enough grounds exploring for one night. But you know what? We can talk to Doctor Strange and we make sure we pet the doggo. So, into the library. Nope, that's not. Just want to make sure there's not freebie gloss. Always check, make sure you get your freebies. Sometimes there's just gloss sitting around.
Feeling good today, girl?
Alright. I think we already have those. Senor Strange.
Ah, Hunter, I was
Dr. Strange.
admiring the collection. Someone spent a great deal of time piecing this library together. I hope you don't mind me, having a look around.
Of course not, Doctor. The library is an asset to us all.
I see I'm not the only one who's taken an interest in these works. You haven't been getting into anything precarious, I hope?
I've found something on the Abbey grounds that I think you should see.
Oh, sounds mysterious. By all means, lead the way.
Alright.
I typically avoid venturing this far from the Abbey, especially at night.
Well,
It makes Tony nervous, you see.
you're gonna have to deal with it.
Not in the I'm concerned about your personal well-being doctor sense. I think he's actually more afraid of what might happen to my side of the forge without proper supervision. Which, to be fair, is a valid concern. And in most cases, I'm perfectly content to bide my time studying safely indoors.
Well, yeah, we're not doing that
But
here.
I'm sure there's nothing to fear with you by my side, Hunter. There's an unsettling air about this place.
Yep.
This church belonged to a preacher named Hiram Shah. His influence turned Salem against its coven.
A charismatic personality and a fearful populace can do much evil together.
There was more to it than that.
Yes, I suspected as much.
Alright. More Hiram Shaw journal pieces. Alright. Alright, Tony. Not Tony, but Doctor. There you are.
You were right to bring this to my attention, Hunter.
We thought it resembled one of your wards of protection.
There's a reason for that. It's the same magic Wanda invoked in her attempts to protect the Sanctum. But what is it that you're chasing out here? These wards aren't something to toy with.
I will not know for sure until I get past this. Is there any way to dispel it?
Unfortunately, no. What good would the wards of protection be if they were so easily broken? But I have been wrong before, at least recently. Do you have any suspicions as to who may have conjured this here?
Let's see.
Wanda spent a great deal of time out here, and she had the power.
She does have some experience with these spells, but why would she do that?
The only way I will know for sure is to find a way through to the other side.
I'll think on it and see if I can come up with some way to assist you, Hunter. For now, though, you'll have to be patient. Hunter, I'd like to study this area a bit more.
All right. We're good. Ah, that's Shaw's Church. We can travel there. Valley of the Winds. All right. As I said, I think enough travel. There's, what, 1, 2, 3 more areas to... 4, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more areas. Oh yeah. Definitely Abbey grounds. I suppose they could put even more on here, but I think that's the full extent of them. I think it's time to return to the Abbey. And it's back to the library, I think.
You're looking stronger than ever, kiddo.
Let's see what else you have.
It's always good to see you.
Oh, we can ask a bunch of
I
questions.
have heard that Wanda's power comes from Chthon.
The way I understand it, as a child, Wanda and her family lived in Transia, not far from Mount Wundagore. Within that mountain, the dark god Chthon had long been imprisoned, his corruptive influence an ongoing threat to the people of Transia.
And Wanda was affected?
Whether Chthon reached out to Wanda, or he found her by chance, I can't say. But Wanda was blessed or cursed by Chthon, touched by the power of chaos magic.
Oh joy.
While he had hoped to make her some sort of acolyte, she proved to be more capable than even he foresaw.
What can you tell me about Chthon?
One of the first Elder Gods, Chthon is said to have existed for tens of millions of years, well before the dawn of humanity on Earth. Believe it or not, he wasn't always the bastion of evil that we know today.
This story sounds familiar.
As the legend goes, the downfall of the old gods was actually brought upon by Chthon's brother Set, who found that by consuming his siblings, he could gain their power. After Set consumed Hypus, Chthon followed suit with the others, and in this way, many of the first gods also became the first demons.
And how did he come to be imprisoned on Earth?
In the same way Hydra has worked to restore Lilith, various cultists of the past sought to revive Chthon to wield his power. When Chthon failed to cooperate, these same cultists did the only thing they could. They locked him away again.
What do you know about Transia?
Transia is your ancestral homeland, Hunter. The birthplace of Lilith and Caretaker. It has always been a sort of magical junction, drawing in every type of occultist, sorcerer, and even the occasional Elder God. The Abbey grounds still behave in much the same way, even after all this time.
And Wundagore?
Wundagore Mountain has always played a prominent role in whatever scheme was underway. Chthon himself is said to have created the Darkhold, deep within the caverns of the mountain.
Alright.
What was Caretaker like when she was younger?
I'm sure it's difficult to remember now, but Sarah wasn't always the steadfast contrarian. In our younger days, she was much more enthusiastic about dashing off to save the day, not unlike some of our younger allies among the Suns.
That does not sound like the Caretaker we know and love.
Keep in mind, Hunter, Sarah has faced a great deal of loss in her time here. Everyone she ever cared about, in fact. I would say she's earned the right to be disagreeable, at the very least. She is a very strong woman. I'm not sure I would have held up as well given the same circumstances.
Yes, the burden of immortality.
Who were the Knights of Wundagore?
Or at least long life.
Another mysterious group of heroes in a world full of mysterious groups. Of course, I'm no expert on Transian history. I do know that the Knights of Wundagore were formed as a response to the growing threat of Chthon's influence near the mountain.
What exactly did they do?
Hydra was hardly the first to dabble in chthonic schemes. Many have tried and failed to awaken the Dark God. Over the centuries, the Knights fought alongside a number of allies who stood against the various crazed worshippers of Chthon.
You were there? At the witch trials?
Not initially, no. If I had been, I like to think I could have stopped them before it was too late. I sensed something was wrong, and when the witches cried out in distress, I came to Salem as quickly as I could.
But Shah had already committed his crimes against them?
Yes. It was a devastating discovery. And for the longest time, I blamed myself.
But you see now it was not your fault.
I've come to understand that we must accept the past and move on. But that doesn't mean I won't always carry that pain with me.
I know that feeling all too well.
I know. And I wish you didn't, dear. I really do.
Yes. Elder beings. Let's bring up the map here. I think we've taken care of everything. Okay. All good. Arcane level, research level. That's going on. Map. Heroes, inventory. Ooh, blueprint. I wonder what we can do with that. But hopefully we'll get more skill essence. We got a lot of gloss, complement, intel, masterworks, reagents, gifts, quest items. Okay. Gain 1 free move. Draw a card every time they complete a KO. Oh, those are all solid. Healing salve. Oh. Need some more deadly nightshade. Oh, essences. Do like essences. Moderate skill essence. I do want to create that.
Lovely, dear. You're a natural.
I can create common gifts.
That was expertly done, Hunter.
Okay.
I expected no less from someone as skilled as you.
Well, very good. I think that's where we'll call it for now. But I want to say thank you very much for joining me, and be seeing you.